All right. Hello, hello, hello. So I'm back. I took a little bit of time off and whew. All right, I'm going to put the pressure back on because as always, this is emotional strength training. So I'm just going to keep doing repetitions and I'm going to try to stay as present as I can. I'm not going to try to do anything extra. I'm just going to be with myself with everything that's going on. If things are hard, it's hard. If it's easy, it's easy. I have struggled with anxiety my entire life, including now, and I'm rather tired of it. So, yes, I feel, a little wonky. My voice always sounds weird to myself, and sometimes I um, stumble over my words. Sometimes I often have this cough in my throat. I have all these different things. And there are no excuses. I'm just here. I just want to be gentle with myself. I'm tired of being so hard, being so like needing to be, you know, see, there's no words. And that's what anxiety does to me. And it just makes me almost not a person. It just blanks out everything. So I'm going to be here and I'll show you what I do with myself pretty much every single day. All right, so I have a blank piece of paper here. I do a process what I called white papering, which I just put a blank piece of paper down and I just draw. All right, so often what I start is with this one moment. I separate the universe between 5 dimensions. There's technically a sixth one, but I'm not sure if that's a separate dimension. This current one is the one I'm looking through my own eyes right now. I'm feeling myself going a little too fast. So I'm slowing down. This video is completely for me, for myself. I'm talking to myself here, so come back to me. Me. Instead of trying to speak to some mysterious audience, come back to me. I'm going to test the mute option here. Hold on one second. Okay, it does work. All right, so what do we start with when I self-coach myself? I start with drawing the now. This is the now moment. Imagine my eyes as a view screen. So if I just look straight forward, right about here is the edges. Oh, you can't see it, but well, imagine right here, kind of the edges of my vision, right? So this is what this represents. Oh, it's blue. Let's do black. Um, I like this whole Mr. Rogers energy. I think I'm gonna choose that. That feels so much calmer than my default anxiety energy. I've been doing comedy improv to work on that muscle, and I never feel as small as I feel while I'm doing comedy improv. And that's how I know it's working, because I want to intentionally lean into my triggers. And all we have to do is simply be in the fire, and our emotions automatically update. Uh, the golden standard is exposure therapy. So that's what I'm doing now. That's what I'm doing with comedy improv, challenging my anxieties every single day. And now I'm going to practice speaking slower, calmer. All right, so this is my view screen. Imagine I have a circle dot. This is my locus of control. If this thought veers outside this thought, outside this circle, then I'm thinking about things I have no control over, and it is a waste of my computational space in my mind. Computational time, minutes, resources. Okay, so at my upper left, I put my fear HUD, heads up display. This is where all my fear projections, instead of having it take over my entire reality, I just put it up to my upper left. And sometimes there's things caught in my throat, and I'm simply going to gently acknowledge it and keep on moving forward. Okay, I have R2. So if I'm just sitting here in daydream land, if this current reality is R1, if I'm looking around, I'm seeing my desk, I'm seeing my stuff, that's R1. If I close my eyes and I'm daydreaming about somewhere else or some scene in my brain from the past, I call that R2, reality 2. So I put that in my upper right. Slowing down. Right. So R1 is right here. R2 is in my daydream land. If I'm listening to an audiobook or if I'm watching TV, that is R3. That is not me. My brain is not generating that. Let's put a little. Okay. So now R0 is the Buddhist zero. It's like, oh, nothing's happening. We're all just a bunch of cause and effect. So R1 is also game one, which is the game right here in front of me. When I'm working out, doing things to better my life, this is my game I'm playing right now. R0 on top of R0, R0 would be G's game zero. Not doing anything. There's no goals. R negative one is if I'm freaking out, it is like reality, but it's not. All right, so I personally know all this already, so I'm going to skip on ahead. This is the joystick, which I move around, so I'm moving my body. These are the buttons, like button mashing, for when I go to somewhere and I'm doing an action. That would be the specific buttons for that. This is the one breath meditation. Breath. I drop the speed. Posture. And I let go of emotional effort and drop into effortless action. So I'm working on doing that right now. Breath, speed, posture. Let go of emotional effort. I sink into a ground of nothingness from which all things emerge, the void. Okay, now I'm falling out of that nothingness, back into my body. Whoosh, imagine a superhero pose. The ground is all cracked around me and superhero landing. Boom! I'm back in my body. I'm dropping through moment by moment awareness, MMA practice. And I'm in a massive multiplayer on Earth game. All right, so again, this is all my moment by moment awareness capture. This is how I capture the experiential dimension. I draw a 5 and T here, but I split it in half, so 5. This stands for the fifth chakra. It stands for everything inside me expressing outwards. I'm gonna watch my tone and volume. Volume! Tone. I can go like I can speak like this, or I can speak like this, and now change the nature of how I speak. Right? So I want to watch my volume and my tone. I can have choices. So these are things I can actually control. I want to collect the different things I can actually control, like the control panel in Inside Out. What are all the different buttons? Well, the biggest one is speed. Okay, so I'm coaching myself right now. I'm going through the moment by moment awareness drawing. There's another one that we learned in comedy improv when developing a character. It's called Crow and VAP. VAP. Crow stands for character. R stands for let's skip that one for now. Uh, O stands for objective. What do I want? Right now, I want to coach myself to be an extraordinary human being. W is where, location. Character, relationship. Haha, got it. Yeah, it is quite messy. That's okay, it's for me. Right? V stands for voice, which I kind of already have up here, or yeah, voice. No, that one's volume. Anyways, stands for voice. Attitude. You always do blank. And posture. So, developing posture. This is what I'm learning in creating a character. You want to give them a name like Brent, my brother. Have you found the gold over in the secret cave? Right? So character, relationship, my brother, objective, getting the gold. Where in that secret cave somewhere? Voice. Oh man, you always walk too slow. Attitude, or you know, you're always so. Um, why are you so happy? Super trippy pirate. Urgh. Okay, so crow. It's funny that I am learning how to human again. And I say again, but I don't ever feel like I ever learned how to be a person, mostly because of my social anxiety. And maybe I'm just autistic. Who knows? And maybe I won't self diagnose, but I sure do have a lot of autistic tendencies, let's just say that. Not diagnosing. Okay, so this is the experiential dimension. Slowing down. When I start feeling anxious, I slow down. Okay, I'm gonna erase this and put it right here. Alright, so right now I am looking through my own eyes, I am working on the iPad using the computer to broadcast. So I'm broadcasting into the social dimension. This is the social dimension to the left of me, to the other left, to the right. But here is my CPU that processes these different dimensions. So when I'm processing the social dimension, I have an attitude or my strategy. And my strategy is always just to broadcast positive value. And I'm tweaking my presentation. All right, so all I do is just give positive value out into the world. That's it. It's hard for me to track things, and this is a strategy in which I don't need to worry about keeping score. Am I getting something back? Because the law of karma says the more positive value I give out into the world, the more it's going to come back to me. I don't need to think about it. I just do it. The second part of working with people, at least for me, so let's just imagine there's a bunch of people out here that I work with or hang out with or something. Next is my general strategy with people. This is all me, but slightly different versions of me, So I have version of me, version of me, version of me. That kind of interfaces. They're all me, but they interface with, different people on the outside. And oftentimes I blank out and I can't really say much, so it's kind of rough for me in the social department, but that's okay. First part in accepting it is accepting it and just announcing it. There is nothing that I'm hiding. That is my strategy going forward is I'm an open book. Da da da. I struggle with things. Um, and I'm doing the best I can. I'm very disorganized in a lot of ways, but I'm climbing out of a really deep psychological hole. It's just, yeah, it is what it is. All right, so now this part is all my judgments of other people. I judge them as like, oh, I don't like this person, I don't like this person, I don't like this person. But it's never about the actual person, because the person is way more than my initial assessment of them. So, whatever my judgment of other people is, it reflects a shadow side of me that I don't really like. So, I like to keep an eye on what my judgments of other people are and what that says about my own shadows. Where I get insulted, where I feel hurt, and then I can trace it backwards to the principle that must have been activated for me to feel that kind of judgment about the other person. So, the stance I take is that everything is about me, right? My triggers are never out there. It is never the fault of the other person that I get triggered. Always. It's all me. I own every aspect of my experience. So, okay. So this is my CPU, right? This whole thing. This is my moment by moment awareness. Like I can come to my view screen, looking through the world, looking through my eyes into the world. These are my control panels, right? my one breath meditation. Breath, speed, posture, and let breathing out. Let go of emotional effort. Fifth chakra is my internal expression, but it also includes moving everything from anything that goes from inside outside. I'm gonna watch my tone and my volume. And my one breath meditation goes into the void from which all things come. And then I'm going to drop out of the void. Imagine I'm dropping from the void up there, whoosh, into my body, whoosh, do a superhero landing into my body. All right, now we're playing the game. I'll get some water here. I am doing emotional strength training right now. I am I'm doing emotional strength training. I'm being live on video. I am practicing my white paper. I'm using visual thinking. I am, yeah, these are all things I'm doing simultaneously. So this is a very high leveraged activity. Whew, all right. And anxiety kicks in. I'm going to acknowledge it. I'm going to remember to go slower. I'm going to channel, what is it? The neighborhood. My brain is blanking out, but I think you know what I'm thinking about. It's a good day in the neighborhood. Yeah. I'm going to channel that. I can see his expression. I'm going to channel Bob Ross too. Just happy little trees. I'm tired of being aggressive. I realize why I'm aggressive. It's because I'm traumatized and I feel scared. And it's just like that video of that kitten that was just so scared and just like, it's like, oh, whenever I'm aggressive, I'm just a little tiny kitten. It feels like the world is scary. And that just like does help me dissolve that aggressiveness. It's like, that's not me. I mean, it is me. It's just my small me. It's not my big me. You know? So that has helped me soften. Has helped me not help me realize that I'm not a monster. Yes, I play around sometimes. Yes, I realize I need to ask permission before I challenge somebody else's core belief that they anchor their being to. I like to argue, and when I find something that feels weird, I like to argue it, but I need to ask permission first. That is what I've committed to now. Right. So that between those two things, I can feel like I am a safe person to be around again. Because I wasn't sure. I, t- I wasn't sure. And that hurts. And I own all of it. Somebody accused me of being a monster, and I needed to know if I was. And what I did was challenge their fundamental beliefs about their being without being gentle. And I'm sorry about that. I do. Okay. And I lost a friend over it. And that's okay. Well, some would say it's not okay. It's like, Yeah, well, I'm sorry. Just gotta do better next time. So I'm gonna ask permission before I go into like um it's like philosophical jousting, just like debate, challenging people's beliefs. But ask permission first. It's what I'm gonna do. And I may mess up again. And I also realize that if I truly am innocent, I can apologize because I never mean to do harm. I don't mean to. Sometimes I tease people, that's how we do it. Some for fun, close friends. And if I take it too far, then I apologize. It's okay. I don't need to be too hard on myself either. All right, so that's relationships. Yeah. Whew, all right, to the left is the physical dimension. Um, that makes it hard to. Can I scroll this over a little bit? Okay, there we go. Haha. In the physical dimension, my CPU, I plan what I do with my physical body, and helps me ground into reality. Where's my physical body at in reality, in physical reality? And then imagine like this is my house and this is kind of my plan for the day. I'm going to the store, I'm going to, la 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 la. This is kind of my plan for the day. Vacuum, whatever. You know. So plan. I'm going to do it one at a time, one action at a time. Do, do, do. Right? One at a time. That clears out overwhelm. There's not Overwhelm is not real. All I'm ever doing is one thing at a time. Okay. But sometimes it's boring, so let's make it more fun. So I imagine I create a game. So I put on like this augmented reality headset, and I can do this in my brain. Sometimes I put on an audiobook and I'm listening to a fantasy or a sci-fi movie in my head while I get laundry or do laundry or, you know. Hi, anxiety. Thanks for visiting. Oh, you want to remind me that I'm trying to be spontaneous? Oh, I'm trying to like the name of that person. Neighborhood. Mr. Johnson? Freddy? Fred? Huh. I keep forgetting. Hmm. Brain, if you want me to remember, just give me the name later. If it doesn't matter, we'll just let it go. Okay, next. Okay. So here is my task, physical task CPU. I plan what I'm going to do in my day. I'm going to actually go and do it one at a time, but I can also make it fun in the meantime. I can imagine I'm a robot. Laundry, activating, applying, cleaning, spell. I can make it fun. So there's a fun layer. And this is also called mentally augmented reality system, also known as Mars. And I don't need any technology. Use the original one up here. Play. Ooh, 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 ooh. Play. Haha. Make it fun. I can sing while I do it or something. Okay? Oh, excuse me. Ooh. Okay. So that's physical reality. This is kind of my symbol for the physical reality. And the physical reality includes my body. And maybe I have my car here so I can drive to other physical locations. Right. Underneath is the emotional realm. And this is how I manage the emotional realm. Well, there's many things, but if the day feels bad, great. I'm charging up negative comparisons so that tomorrow will feel better. And if I feel good, I'm just going to enjoy it and do the best I can with that energy. But in neither case, I'm going to remain calm and carry on doing stuff, and I'm resting in action as if I'm not doing anything at all. If I'm doing laundry, my body is doing laundry, but my being is just always here. My coming and going is nowhere but where I am. And if I'm stuck somewhere, it is usually because I'm stuck in the trauma shield. I'm either watching a video somewhere, scrolling Facebook. I don't usually play video games, but I put that on there for other people. Or I'm in bed, not doing anything. What I need to do is my routines, whether I like it or not, and then I will reward myself in the evening. So I simply move the reward from the beginning of the day, which will get me trapped. I go up here to do what I need to do, and then I will use my free time accordingly. This is my symbol for free time to build my life, and then I will reward myself at the end to complete the circuit. So this is pleasure before pain. But it doesn't have to be pain, but if work feels like pain, then you do it first. And some point in the day, I also want to do emotional strength training, which is what I'm doing right now. Well, physical and emotional strength training. Whoa. Right. Mm. All right. On top is the mental dimension, the symbolic dimension. So I am going to draw a channel where my thoughts come from. And I can do a quick little active meditation exercise to demonstrate to myself how thoughts chain. And this is a skill I have used so many times to track where these thoughts came from. What was the original stimulus? So, active meditation is where I sit at the front of a tunnel, the tunnel of my mind, and I catch the thoughts as they come out. And I try to catch them as fast as I can. And then I trace it back to the original stimulus, because one thought will lead to another, lead to another. So let me try that right now, giving room for meta thoughts that tell me to do this. So I'm going to leave that aside and wait for the next thought that is not a meta thought about this process. So Active meditation. Ready? One, two, three, begin. Ah, Mr. Rogers. Thank you, Key. Oh, wow, I would not have gotten that one for myself somehow. Anyways, thank you, Key. Okay, back to active. Ooh, that was a good active meditation exercise. Where did that thought came from? I looked up. I thought about like, oh, would there be any other comments? That was the first thought. I didn't catch that. I looked up to see the comments. I saw comments. I saw Mr. Rogers, said Mr. Rogers, and then I remembered I was doing this exercise, and I could reactivate the exercise and trace it backwards to the original stimulus, which was the little curiosity of, wait, was there any other comments? That was the comment. So this is an example of active meditation, and it is the antidote to ADHD. There's so many scattered thoughts, but I'm practicing the muscle of like, where did that thought come from? What was the thought right before that? What was the thought before that? And I'm getting better at it. It is like wild, right? We are thinking beings, and if we're able to get better and better at this activity, our entire existence becomes better. It's being able to trace our thoughts and remember what we thought of before and the thought of before that. And there's got to be a set of neurons in our brain that tracks that. Otherwise, we couldn't have any conversation. And if we build that muscle up, right, think about how, like, I couldn't even think about the secondary benefits. Like, I'm pretty excited about it. Okay, so that is active meditation. We wait in the void, and then we see what the first thought packet comes up, and then it will lead to another one. It'll lead to another one, and then we catch it as soon as possible, and then we trace it back to the stimulus. Sometimes it's a bird that I hear, and I'll think about like, oh, birds and tweet. Like, oh, isn't it interesting that Twitter got changed to X, and then I didn't want to use the word X, but now people are starting to do that. It's like, why am I thinking about that? Because I thought about tweet, and tweet thought of, oh, it was from the bird, and then from the bird, trace it back to active meditation. Boom, there, stake in the ground, right? That is the practice I developed for ADHD, my ADHD. This is the cycle of our being. We plan things. Here's our set of plans in the future. We do it. We can only do one thing at a time. This is the action that we're ever doing. So whatever we're doing, we're going to log it. All right. So this is do on the ground level. We log what we did. Log. Remember. Right. It goes into the past. And from the past, let's learn about what happened. And from our learning, we can update our plan, do our plans, log what happened, learn something new, and change our map of the world, make a new plan, do that plan, log. And so this is the cycle. This is our mental engine. This is, yeah, that's our mental engine. um, and this is the CPU part of my mental engine, right? Of course, I store a lot of up. I store the content somewhere up here into this symbolic dimension, but this is the CPU part that runs from the physical dimension, right? This physical guy right here. I'm in my house. I have, in order for me to access the symbolic dimension, I need to use some sort of physical interface. So this whole universe is still all purely physical. So this little guy right here, I walk over, let's say I have my computer right here. My iPad is here, right? I have to use a physical interface in order to access the internet, which broadcasts over into the social dimension. And there's only 3 places in which symbolic data can be stored. Biological, inside my own brain. Analog, anything that doesn't take electricity. And digital. Biological, analog, or digital. Whenever I'm inside my own head, daydreaming, biological. I'm watching TV, streaming media, digital. Reading a physical book, drawing on physical paper, analog. Even cavemen, woman, person paintings, analog, right? Even DNA, biological. Data can only be stored in one of these 3 places. That's how it is accessed. Yeah, it was pretty wild when my brain figured that one out, or just gave me the answer. I don't know. Or the universe gave me. I don't know where these things come from. Let's just move on, right? So, in the physical, like all these dimensions are simultaneous. So I'm in the physical dimension right now in front of my computer on my iPad, streaming onto the internet somewhere, social, and other people see it. I am also feeling emotions, uh, and I'm doing emotional strength training. So right here on this side is, well, this is the emotional dimension. These are the 4 primary emotions that I've been working with. They're actually really simple. Desire, want. I want something. I like it. I want to see that movie. I'm hungry. Desire. Fear. Anxiety. That looks terrible. Mr. Rogers in the neighborhood. Thank you, Key. Fear. um, Slow down. I love you, me. I love you. I don't need to be aggressive anymore. Ah, I don't need to be aggressive anymore. Because that's just my kitten. My kitten's all scared because I'm traumatized. I've been bullied so badly. Oh, anyways, back to here. Anger. Urgh. And my anger was defensive. Just like, and that's why I was so aggressive and I didn't know why. And I wasn't sure if my being was aggressive. Am I a monster? Am I just pushing everyone away? Oh, because of my trauma, I saw the whole world as scary. It was a scary world. Like my core being couldn't trust the world. So of course, like I'm the kitten that has to be like, don't come near me. I'm gonna mess you up. If you hurt me, right? It's but if I couldn't be hurt, I have no need for anger, you know? Or if I fully accept hurt, I have no need for anger. Anyways, moving on. Okay. The four emotions are desire, fear, anger, and hurt. I feel hurt or rejected. Social emotions are, ooh, that's interesting. So social, this is social crossing over with emotions, so that's the social emotions. Um, Interesting. Okay, so this is rejection. Rejection. Anxiety. Social anxiety. Anxiety. Desire, still desire. Lust. I mean, that's one form of desire. Safety. Love. Desire. Love. Trust. Uh, Anger. Fear and anger could be jealousy when you feel threatened by someone new. Jealousy. Different than envy, which is something you want but you don't think you feel unfair. Let's just put envy somewhere over maybe here. I don't know. ENVY, envy. Anger. Somebody wronged you or me. Angry, anger. Blame. Maybe I do blame. Blame. It's your fault. Be very careful with that one. Okay, so these are more social emotions. As opposed to when I'm just by myself and I feel emotions, I know it's not about anyone else. When there's someone else involved, oftentimes we call those social emotions. Oops, here we go. So here would be collective emotions, collective trauma, collective shadow. This would be my own individual emotions, individual social emotions, which are the ones I'm trying to map here. If I feel rejected, hurt, betrayed, accused, betrayed. I guess fawn might be here. I am often in freeze. I have nothing to say because my breath R-E-E-F-R-E freeze. Yeah. Fight. Fight, flight, freeze, flight. And oftentimes for me to flight would be to end a relationship, make them wrong, think they're less than, like not worthy or something like that. Like, oh, they're not safe. I'm realizing that is my flight strategy giving me excuses that are not real, but it leads me to the action of leaving that relationship or connection. Sometimes it's warranted, sometimes it's not. But when I do that every single time, it's starting to be suspicious of whether or not every single person is not safe, which again points to my deeply traumatized kitten self saying, the world's not safe, even they and if anyone shows even the slightest bit of aggression, I run away. Yeah, I'm starting to notice that. And I get really aggressively defensive. All right, so those are. Oh, am I done? Hmm. Up here. What do I put up here? Okay. Not gonna worry about that right now. Right. Coming back to here. It's been 51 minutes. All right. So, what do? I wake up in the morning. I'm not going to a song brain. I'm not going wake up in the morning. No, 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 no. Maybe sometime. Okay. I go through the health wealth relationship grid starting at the bottom. This is the health wealth relationship in this order. Right. So, in terms of health, I wake up in the morning. The equation for health is rest, fuel, clean, dress, exercise, stretch, and balance. So, in the morning, have I rested enough? Rest. Fuel, breakfast. I do some proteins and vitamins, anything that goes into my body, right? Clean is everything that goes off my body. Shower, shave, brush my teeth. I literally go through this checklist every single day. So, this is what I should be teaching every single day as well. Dress. Well, put on whatever kind of clothes I need for the kind of day I'm going to have, and I'm ready for the day. Sometime during the day, I want to exercise. I already did that today. I love the elliptical for this to get my heart rate up and sustained, but at a low impact. Every now and then, I do go outside and pound the pavement because I want the stress on my bones to keep it strong. I do a lot of stretching these days. Just I go systematically. First with my arms, I go with the corner and I press into a corner to stretch my here. Then I go up and I that, so I stretch the front and I go put my arms behind and stretch the anyway. So from every direction, I try to be systematic like that. And I do that same thing with my legs. I do, standing straight up, feet straight, ankle, blah, blah, knees straight, and then, you know, try to touch the ground. I'm starting to be able to touch the ground now. And I do it to a count of 100. And that's about 2 minutes. And it's just perfect. It's just a calm meditation. With each stretch I do, it's count to 1, 2, 3, 4, 20, 30, 40, 50, 99, 100. And then I switch to a different position. And that is part of my stretching meditation that I do. And then balance is standing on one leg And then the other leg, I go around. So if I'm standing on one leg here, the other leg starts from in front. I go all the way around and then bring it all the way back forward. And I do that 4 times. One time with my feet pointed and then rotate it inwards. And I go to the back, to the front. And then the second time I rotate the ankles. I still like ankles pointed, rotate it outwards. Go to the back, to the front. Third time, I flex my feet, rotate it inwards. I go all the way back to the front, and then I rotate it outwards all the way, and I keep the tension of the rotation all the way around and all the way back. And it works out every part of the ankle of the standing leg and the other foot as well. It just works every little part out. And I try to do that every single day, and my balance has improved dramatically. Okay, so that is the basic health formula that I do every single day. And then there are the physical things that I need to do, right, to maintain the house. This is to maintain the body of the physical world, and then I need to maintain the things that maintain my body, right? So rest would be bed. Fuel would be dishes, washing dishes, etc. Clean, bathroom. Dress, laundry. Exercise, stretch and balance, well, whatever maintenance I may need to do with that. So that captures the daily routines. And then relationships. This one is my close relationships. Do I need to make some phone calls, check in on people? That's the first level. The second level is mental health. So something mental, like a puzzle. So white paper counts as that. Mental, emotional, something that stretches my emotional body. So uh, I do comedy improv, fits there. Live videos fits there. And then I want to do something for my body that feels good. So I do foam rolling, and I use this curvy foam roller called the Roga, and it's really good. So yep, MEEP. So mental, emotional, physical. Ooh, okay. And then so I want to do a workout, and this is new. Aha! Something that's good, that feels good, like so it's apple versus candy, not candy. Candy is like sugar that tastes good but is not good for you, whereas fruit and vegetables, well, yeah, taste good and is good for you. So something mental that's good, that would be a treat. Would be I should flip these. Hold on. Watching a movie, relaxing at the end of the day. Emotional. Uh, Anyways, so put workout first, and then we will reward ourselves with something healthy. Anyways, you get the idea. Physical. I need to do more of this, but I am working on it. Is my business funnel. So everything here, I want to have a link tree, and then have my videos. Um, create a website, all these kind of stuff. And then I'm going to work on my systems as well. In terms of systems, this is my symbol. Let's say ready. Let's use clothes, for example. Right? All my clothes are folded and put away. They're ready to be worn. Once I wear clothes, I put them in the dirty laundry, so they're now dirty. Right? I put so wear use. Now they're dirty. Clean. Now they're clean. Then I need to put them away. Put away. Now they're ready again. That is the basic three parts of a system, right? Of course, then you got to build the system first. It's a hammer. You got to build the system, and then you'll have a system you can use over and over again. I want to do this kind of system for sales, for teaching this information online, one step at a time. First, I'm going to congratulate myself for almost finishing Comedy Improv 102. All right, so it's been a couple months, and anyways, one step above individual uh, people are my communities. I'm rather weak in that. I've had social anxiety my entire life, and yeah, so these are my communities. At the very top is moment by moment awareness. It's a fully embodied spirituality. What if every single moment I realized that every word I speak is already poetry? If every movement was a dance, every noise I make was a song, and I just chain that moment after moment after moment. That is a fully embodied spirituality. So this is breath, speed, posture, and emotional effort, effortless action on the ground of nothingness. Just relax, there's nothing going on. So, you see how everything kind of comes back around. So, because there's always this moment. This is what that means. But there's also everything else in the moment. It's not just the moment. I mean, it is. But this is everything that exists in the moment. And it's a lot. Okay. So this is health to the third tier. Health for one, wealth one, relationship one, health two, wealth two, relationship two, health three, wealth three, relationship three. Wealth three is my life goals, going from A, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the uh, success goal. This is my life, finding my life purpose. This is the win, win, win for me, win for the client, win for the world, financial bodhisattva, and relative superpower. Because what I choose for my life purpose will determine what kind of jobs, career, and businesses I go into, which will determine how well it refills my bank account. Right, so money would be anything that has to do with money. Debt would be here. Job, career, or hobby. So life purpose feeds into job, career, hobby, which feeds into the bank account. And whew, all right. And then relationships on the highest tier. We're all one. It's all me. Don't blame anyone else for my own life. But just because I think like that doesn't mean everyone else thinks like that. So we still need to focus on our self-defense and community self-defense, defend our community. And I need to work on my boundaries. Our boundaries are our yeses and our nos. And also, I need to source my own love from myself and my own pain. Otherwise, I will always be chasing someone else. Chasing. Whew, I'm getting tired, so my workout is getting uh, fulfilled. Channeling Mr. Rogers and Bob Ross. Just going slow. Going easy on myself. I love you, me. I don't have to be aggressive anymore. It's a kitten. I was a kitten. I was being a angry kitten. It's like, aww. See, that is Satori. That is transformation through Satori, through like effortless when the whole frame shifts and it just all the effort just falls down because it's in the right frame. And I'm aggressive not because I'm a monster, not because I'm just this. It's because I was traumatized, and so I'm afraid of the world because things have happened to me in the past. But that's not me now. I'm safe now. I'm safe. That's why I was all aggressive. And I have a lot of defensive capabilities. I will end relationships like that. I have lots of ways of saying no. I don't need to worry. I have a lot of emotional self-defense. The sovereign no. The sovereign silence. That. There's nobody who can argue if you don't argue. You just, nope. And you just walk away. Pull your attention away. There's nothing anybody can do. Anger and violence is not necessary. Anyways, and the last part about relationships on the highest tier is shadow work. So these are all the areas where I get triggered by people. It's like, how? And I look at the corresponding area inside myself, the part of my inner programming that got triggered, and I think of it all as emotional maturity. There are parts of my childhood self that hasn't fully been felt, haven't been fully given a chance to reprogram into a mature response. I still feel my pains, my loneliness, but it has a different interpretation now. Just like the aggression I felt, I don't need it anymore. I'll still feel that like, oh, don't you say that? Like, oh, what did you say to me? Like, I'll still get that feeling instantly. But now I have this mature shift. Be like, oh, I know how to deal with this. I feel this pain. I don't blame it on them. I know it's my own internal trauma. I know people are not saints. I'm not a saint. They're not a saint. I'm not a saint. Of course, they'll make mistakes. They're not a saint, you know. Okay, so it's shadow works. I own my own triggers. I know how to say no to people, but I also know how to say yes to people. These are the openings. These are the people I do want to let in. And in the end, it's all me. We're all one. So I see it from an entire collective humanity perspective. And still remember to defend myself, don't give away informational security, and to defend my community, to teach people emotional self defense as well. So that is the health wealth relationship matrix. I call this the life equation. Uh, this is called the life equation. So that is how I coach myself every single morning. Like, can you see how this works? Right? I wake up. Did I get enough sleep? No. I'm gonna hit, whatever. If it's 6 a.m., it's like it's too early. Go back to bed. And I wake up at 8. It's like great. Fuel. I do my protein and vitamins. Clean. Do I need to do my nails, hair, brush my teeth, shower, whatever I need to do, right? Okay, cool. I'm ready. Put on some, fresh clothes, pants, whatever. Ready for the day. And then sometime during the day, I want to get my elliptical in or do a run. I do stretching right before I shower at night or after my exercise, right? It works all out perfectly. And while I'm in the bathroom, I stand on one leg and I do my, I don't know what to call it, but my balance exercise, right? My 4-part balance exercise where I point my toes with my floating leg. I do an internal rotation and then I go all the way around and then back to the front. External rotation to the back to the front. Flex my leg, so flex my leg. Internal rotation around front. External rotation around front. And it just works out all the little muscles that are in there. So that's what I do to work on my balance. And anybody can do that anywhere. Waiting in line for Costco for returns, for example. I just stand on one leg, just chilling, and I'm practicing. So there's always ways to stack in value, stack in training, and make entire life into a video game, which is the goal of what I'm trying to do. So today is happy April 1st. It's my birthday month. Da da da, 2025, and it is a Tuesday. All right, it is an hour and 13 minutes. I love you all. Till next time. Mwah. And yes, I will have to download this video and re-upload it because it's going to be deleted at the end of the month. Maybe I'll wait. We'll see. Maybe I'll upload it exactly a month later. All right. Love you all. Goodbye.